Welcome to my speech. You opened your eyes this morning. Good. That means you've been given another shot, another chance to move, to build, to conquer. But let me tell you something most people miss. How you start your day is how you shape your life. If you wake up distracted, tired, complaining, guess what you're bringing into your goals? That same weak energy, that same soft mindset, that same half effort. You want to win. Then stop treating your mornings like they don't matter. You don't need more sleep. You don't need more motivation. You need a moment of clarity and discipline. When the alarm hits, that's not just a sound, that's a signal to decide. Are you the type that rolls over and hides? Or the type that gets up and builds something no one else can see yet? Every morning is war, a war between who you were yesterday and who you're becoming today. So ask yourself, what energy are you stepping into? What standard are you holding? What purpose are you chasing? If you don't know, figure it out. Because drifting through the day is how people die with their dreams still inside them. Get up with purpose. Move with intensity. Speak with certainty, and don't just start your day. Dominate it. Let everyone else sleep on themselves, but not you, not today. Now get out there and make this day remember your name. The first moments of your morning either prepare you for battle or set you up for defeat. This sentence might sound like motivational language, but it carries a deep psychological, physiological, and even spiritual truth. The early minutes after waking up act as a blueprint for your mental and emotional state for the rest of the day. Those moments are critical, not because they're magical or mysterious, but because they're your first encounter with consciousness, decision making, and energy after a state of rest. They represent the transition between unconscious stillness and conscious effort. That moment is the ignition point of your internal engine. What you do, think, and feel during that window sends a message to your brain, either that you're taking charge of the day or surrendering to it. From the moment you wake up, your brain is highly impressionable. Neuroscientists call this state the alpha brainwave state, where your subconscious is most open to suggestion. This is the neurological reason affirmations, mindset shifts, and habits formed during morning routines are so powerful. Your mind is essentially being programmed, and if that programming includes doubt, laziness, stress, or passivity, it becomes the filter through which you see everything else that day. Wake up and immediately check your phone. You're training your brain to react instead of act. You're beginning the day responding to someone else's urgency, drama, or noise. That's not strategy, that's surrender. This isn't about being perfect. It's not about cold showers, green smoothies, and journaling in a moleskine notebook unless those things actually bring clarity and energy. It's about what state of mind you enter the day with. A slow, unfocused, negative start doesn't just delay your productivity. It compounds your stress, weakens your confidence, and lowers your resilience before the first challenge even shows up. The morning is the mental armor you put on before stepping onto a battlefield. Go into it unprepared, and you'll spend the rest of the day catching up, or worse, reacting out of fear or insecurity. There's also a psychological principle at play called the primacy effect. It tells us that the first information you process has a disproportionate impact on your overall perception. Apply that to your day. If your first thoughts are chaotic, your day will feel chaotic. If your first action is avoidance, your day will likely be filled with procrastination. That first domino determines how the rest fall. Think of your morning as the control center. If it's filled with chaos, clutter, or passivity, that becomes the default signal your nervous system responds to. You'll become reactive, not proactive, passive, not purposeful, and those small moments, repeated over time, shape your identity. We live in a world where distraction is the default setting. Notifications, comparison traps, endless noise, all of it starts the second you open your eyes, if you allow it. If the first voice you hear is your inner critic or someone else's curated highlight reel, you're entering the day already behind. This isn't just about productivity, it's about self-respect. The first moments of your day are the most sacred. They belong to you. They're your opportunity to choose focus over noise, presence over panic, and direction over drift. When you hand them over to chaos, you're not just giving up time. You're giving up control over your mindset. And that mindset matters more than people realize. Whether you're an entrepreneur, student, athlete, or working a 9-to-5 job, the mental state you carry into your morning affects your decisions, your creativity, your patience, your confidence, and even your tone of voice. It shows up in how you write that email, how you handle that difficult conversation, how you face that unexpected challenge. A calm, focused morning becomes an anchor, especially when the storms of life inevitably show up. Physiologically, the morning sets the rhythm of your body's hormonal and energy cycles. Your cortisol levels peak shortly after waking up. Cortisol isn't just a stress hormone, it's what gives you alertness and readiness. Mismanage that spike, and you throw your body's stress system into disarray. Wake up and scroll, and you're flooding your system with reactive dopamine hits instead of intentional activation. That's why many people feel drained before lunch, not because they've done too much, but because they've started wrong. They've misused their most powerful window of energy by giving it to things that don't deserve it. The morning is your foundation, and like any foundation, if it's weak, the whole structure is at risk. You can't build mental toughness on a base of distraction. You can't cultivate peace in the middle of chaos. And you can't reach the next level of your life if you start each day like you're still stuck in the old one. This doesn't mean you need an hour-long ritual. It means you need intention. Even 5 minutes of mental clarity beats 30 minutes of mindless scrolling. A few words of self-respect beat 10 articles of bad news. The point is to claim that window and use it as a moment to tell your brain, this day is mine. Your identity is being shaped every morning, whether you're aware of it or not. Every time you hit snooze, you're reinforcing the identity of someone who delays action. Every time you choose clarity, you strengthen the identity of someone who takes charge. Small choices, yes, but they stack. They echo, they ripple through every other hour you're awake. The way a champion trains every morning isn't about perfection. It's about discipline. It's about showing up whether they feel like it or not. Because they understand one thing. The day doesn't reward your intentions. It rewards your preparation. There are people who walk into the world armored, with mindset, intention, and energy. They don't let the day dictate who they are. They dictate how the day is going to feel. That's the difference. That's what separates the focused from the lost, the intentional from the reactive, the driven from the drifting. And it always starts in the first few minutes. Because once those slip, everything else becomes harder to reclaim. Your thoughts spiral, your time fragments, your power leaks, and here's the truth, no one else will protect those moments for you. No one will force you to guard your mornings. No one will beg you to rise with purpose. That's on you. That's your responsibility, your battle, your victory to claim. People love to talk about goals and dreams and 10-year plans, but most of them won't even win the first 10 minutes of their day. They want big results without small discipline. They want success without foundation, and they wonder why they feel stuck. It's not about motivation. It's about how you start. You win the morning, you win everything that follows. That's why the phrase "prepare for battle" matters, because life doesn't go easy on anyone. Every day brings noise, conflict, confusion, and pressure. If you meet that chaos with scattered thoughts and zero direction, you'll fold. But if you meet it with mental strength, emotional clarity, and a sense of mission, you'll move through it. Not perfectly, but powerfully. And it all comes back to how you primed your mind in those early moments. Did you set yourself up to fight for your goals, or did you already retreat before the world even hit you? You don't need more hours in the day, you need more ownership in the morning. Own your thoughts. Own your time, own your intention. There's power in knowing that no matter how the world spins around you, the first part of your day belongs to you. That's your space. That's your command center. That's your moment to put your mind in the right gear, your emotions in check, and your goals in focus. If you lose that moment, you spend the rest of the day chasing alignment. But if you own it, you set the tone for everything that follows. And it's not just about avoiding negativity. It's about consciously choosing what you want to feel. You want focus, then start with focus. You want peace, start with breathing and presence. You want drive, start with movement, clarity, and purpose. You don't wait for those things to appear. They're a product of what you initiate. You don't wait to feel strong. You act strong, and the feeling follows. That's the discipline of the morning. It doesn't give you immediate results, but it trains you to become the person who creates results consistently. There's a difference between reacting to the day and commanding it. One leads to burnout. The other leads to breakthrough, and the difference starts at sunrise. When you open your eyes, you're not just waking up. You're stepping into the next chapter of your story. Will it be written with chaos or clarity? Will it reflect strength or surrender? Will it be the beginning of progress or just another rerun of yesterday? It's easy to underestimate the power of something so small. A few minutes, a few thoughts, a few choices, but those small decisions carry weight. They echo through your hours, your weeks, your months. They become your life story. So ask yourself, how are you starting it, with purpose or by default? With vision or with noise? Because one thing is certain, the world will throw everything at you. Resistance, distractions, setbacks. The question is, will you be ready when it does? That answer is found in your morning.